Identify one issue that you would like, or the main issue that you would like to address being a senator.
I got into this race because I'm very worried about the direction that this country is headed. I don't like any of the policies that have been put in place right now. We can do better. Inflation's out of control. We've got to address inflation. Cost of living is too much. Too much for gas, too much for their groceries, too much for rent. All these things have gotten completely out of control. We need representation that will help put an end to inflation. That's why I got into this race.
Imagine that you will have the chance of introducing a bill. What it will be the issue that you will introduce for making a bill?
So one of the very first bills that I would run when I hit the U.S. Senate would be to streamline the permitting process. Currently, it's taking 12 to 15 years to get through permitting processes for energy, for water storage, for transportation. This is driving up the price on everything we do in the United States. We need good energy policies with streamlined permitting so that we can get America back to work. Currently, permits are holding up good, clean wind, solar, nuclear. They're holding up gas, they're holding up oil. We've got to get out of the way, get government out of the way so that our energy providers can go back to work to flood this market with good, cheap American fuels. When we do that, we're going to lower inflation monumentally. We should be an exporter. We need to be energy dominant, and we need to be able to export good, clean natural gas to Asia, to India. We also need to be able to export to Europe right now. If we want to end this war in Russia, we need to flood the European market with good, clean Colorado energy. And that will, when we flood the market, that will lower the price of fuels, and it will instantly begin to cut back on this inflation that we're in right now.
Being in politics means you receive some fire. Do you have at this moment any comment to those that criticize you because of behavior as an entrepreneur, in specifically related with the occupation safety health fine that you received from the federal government? Is there any comment about that?
Look, I've been running my business for 35 years. We've employed thousands and thousands of good Coloradans here. I've got an extremely safe record at our place. If you look at my business over the course of the last 35 years, you'll see that we're one of the safest companies out there. I'm very proud of that fact. Have we had a couple of hiccups along the way? Certainly. We've had some employees that behaved badly, and we were fined for not correcting that. But on the whole, I'm very proud of the safety record we have here at Concrete Express, CEI Constructors. We've built a great company. We've got a great team over there, and my people are some of the best in the entire industry, and I'm very proud of them.
Imagine that you are in Congress and the Republicans have the majority in the Senate and the House of Representatives. Would you support the bill introduced, or that it will introduce by Senator Graham, about banning abortion after 15 weeks?
I would not. I wouldn't support that bill. That bill won't get 60 signatures. Neither will the bill that Schumer has run, where he wants to allow abortion up to and including the day of birth. I've been working with Senator Collins, Senator Murkowski. There's a bill there that would protect a woman's right for the first 20 weeks. That decision would be between her and her doctor. And then after that, with exceptions for rape, incest, life of the mother, medical necessity, that decision should also be between a woman and her doctor. I can't get behind a bill that promotes elective abortion all the way through to the end of the term. That's unacceptable to me, and that's where Michael Bennet has been.
What condition you will ask in a theoretical bill legalizing DACA or benefiting the beneficiaries of DACA for you to approve that or to support that? What condition do you think they will be in this bill?
So, as a senator, I will run a bill that supports securing our border. We've got to get our border under control down there, hiring more border agents. Secondly, making sure that we provide citizenship for DACA. I would like to see that in the bill. And then the third part of that bill needs to be immigration reform. We need a dependable system that people can depend on, that has time constraints on it, so that when someone applies for legal citizenship here, they can be put in a process that people can depend on. I have guys that work for me now 15 years. Some of them on work visas. They're here legally, they're paying taxes, they're good family people, and they can't get through this process. It's too complicated, there's no time frames on it, and we need to clean that up. And I will run a bill that does all three of those things, because I believe a comprehensive bill addressing immigration and our border and the DACA kids here, I can get 60 signatures on and get through the U.S. Senate. So I will run that bill.
If the election will be tomorrow, the presidential election tomorrow, Donald Trump will be again candidate for the Republican Party. Will you support him?
Look, I refuse to accept the fact that Donald Trump's going to be our nominee. There's a lot of talent on the bench right now. Ron DeSantis, Senator Pompeo, or Secretary Pompeo. I just met with Senator Tim Scott, Senator Tom Cotton. There's a lot of choices out there that can actually be president for 8 years. I'm going to get behind one of those candidates because I believe we need to move America forward.
Do you have some feeling when some people call you an extremist?
Well, I am an extremist. I'm an extremist for Colorado and working Americans. I want to have a working American voice in the U.S. Senate. We've been forgotten for too long. We're the ones that are hard workers. We're the small business owners, middle class, retirees. We're the single parents that are working 2 jobs. We're the ones that are paying for all this tax and spend that Washington, D.C. has been on for far too long. And we need a voice there to say enough is enough. I plan on being that voice in the U.S. Senate for working Americans.
Give me one quality of Michael Bennett, something positive about him.
Positive?
Yes.
I think Michael's a nice guy, but he's ineffective. What we've got going on in the U.S. Senate right now is not working for working Americans. It's not working. We've got record inflation, record crime, gas prices have never been higher, our grocery bills are up 20%. They just announced this morning that we had a CPI at 8.2%. Colorado's nearly double that, 15.6% inflation year over year. That's unacceptable. That's not working for working Americans.
Give me one choice, only one. A Mexican dish that you like to cook or eat.
Well, I like, when my wife and I go out, I order carnitas plata, but that's not as good as my mother-in-law. She has a fried rice, frijoles, and then homemade tortillas, and that's my absolute favorite. She uses pork fat for the rice. It's delicious.
And about music, when you close your eyes and you some music onto your mind, what Hispanic song do you like or remember?
I should have looked this up, but I have one in my Maria Elena. I love that song. My wife played that at our wedding, and it's a beautiful song.
And about sport, what is your expectation about the Broncos?
Well, that's a little tough right now. A lot of injuries. They're in a tough spot. But I think year over year we're going to see good things out of this new coach and the new quarterback.
Perfect. Thank you.